Hey everybody, it's Garrett, otherwise known as Guitronist, the weird guitar writing science fiction person. I don't know. Okay, this is going to be part two of the creative writing series, and I want to go ahead and get into uh, maybe somewhat essential items for like doing creative writing. So, obviously, nowadays there is the internet, there is computers, there is tablets, there is phones. You can pretty much type and write ideas anywhere, and I tend to do that as well. A lot of my ideas are scattered across various platforms, and hopefully one of these days I visit any one of them and find any of the thousands of ideas that I have to work with in terms of creative writing. But there are some things that actually help really keep things organized and condensed. And so I wanted to go over those items. So the first one that I wanted to say, and this is probably the most obvious one, is going to be notebooks. Specifically, you can get like composition books. Something to note about creative writing, not everything has to be started off typed. A lot of things should be started off handwritten, and they usually get more expanded and then broken down when they're typed. But for handwritten stuff, you can use like composition books, you can use personal journals, you can get like the spiral bound notebooks. It's always nice to have something handwritten, more so because you have that original draft idea. I always prefer to date all my drafts as well, so I know exactly when I started something, when I felt that something was finished, and then when I felt that I wanted to rework something again and again until it was actually done, revised over and over again. So yeah, composition books work really well. They're also on the cheaper end of things. What's nice about creative writing is that whether you're, if you have a cheaper budget, you can just go and buy these cheap notebooks and do things on that, smaller budget. That's what makes creative writing really accessible. This is why I think it's a good form for self-expression, because in the event that you don't necessarily have everything that you want or need to get an idea across, in the event that you don't have anything that you want or need to get the idea across, you can always start with a written draft of it. Whether that's writing your goal down, whether that's writing a general sentence idea, whether it's an outline, whether it's, filling in all the gaps right away, you can always start off with something cheaper, handwritten. So that's the first thing. And then particularly for poetry aficionados, delamacados, I'm just making up words, rhyming dictionaries. I picked up this one, I think like 3 days ago, and I actually like this one. It's very, it's small and compact, so I can just kind of take it with me anywhere I need to. Poetry doesn't always have to rhyme nowadays. A lot of poetry written today is free verse, but it's always nice to have this handy. In general, I prefer my rhymes and the rhyming in my poetry to be a little bit more intentional, and this helps kind of solidify that intention. If I'm ever stuck on a word or I can't find a certain thing, using different reference materials is your friend. It is your friend. You don't need to go about everything alone. You can use a source material, you can use reference material. The hope is that, obviously like something cool and original or semi-original comes out of it, but using your source reference materials is always good. Even just having a dictionary, which I mean is provided by the internet and phones and everything else, but yeah. And then the other thing is going to be your writing utensil, your writing item. Wait, I can only do it halfway. I'm not fancy enough to go all the way. All right. But this is a pen. It's a fancy wooden pen. Supposedly these are like handmade pens. I picked this up at some museum. But those are kind of the things that you're going to want to be able to, these are just some items that you're going to have to kind of get started with things. And yeah, hopefully these help nod you along. I guess in order to close off with this, if you're interested, if you've made it this far in the video, I'll give you a prompt, a writing prompt. So, write something about a time where you thought things were going bad and then they went well. Or they went better than you expected. That's the prompt. If you make it that far and get to this, please let me know what you write. You can share it down in the comments. And otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, whatever it happens to be. This shirt has no words on it, unlike the introduction shirt. Maybe I'll wear one that has fancier words. We'll see.